Hello everyone, it is Mars 20 Mars 2020 Mars Spring 2023. So I have listened to a lot of music before I came here, and I kind of didn't want to do the reading because I was so into the music. But yeah, so you guys may be abuzz with activities that you want to do, so you may really be engrossed in things, engrossed in something that you're trying to study and figure out with Mars. I believe Mars is currently in Cancer, so technically it's kind of a debilitated. So I could kind of see how your, I would say lower nature, but your more attached nature could get into it. So we got Princess of Discs, Three of Cups, Queen of Swords. I am using Awakening Aeon Tarot along with Astral Alignment deck. So Princess of Discs, Three of Cups, Queen of Swords. Now, you may not get the reward up front that you're expecting. So I would, with this Three of Cups, not tell people what you're going to get. Not that people are going to act against you, but it could be kind of like you fumble the bag in a certain kind of way. Let me give you an example. So I needed to take an exam, right? I need to take an exam Saturday. I also signed up for Pilates, being ambitious, right? Set the alarm. The class starts at 7:30. I set the alarm for 6:40 so I can, kind of leave on time. I wake up at 7:01. Why? I set the wrong alarm. And so it ended up fumbling because I ended up not being able to go to the class. So there may just be something where you're trying to be overly ambitious that kind of will redirect you onto a path where you may feel like, damn, like I gotta start over, or maybe angry or frustrated about, but it will redirect you to something more positive. So I would say, particularly if you're talking to people about it, make sure that the people who are listening to you, that you're actively choosing to talk to you, are open-minded, they're helpful, they themselves are moving forward in life, because that's like a thing. Like when people are not moving forward in their own life, it's kind of weird to talk to them about things that are like more positive, because people just kind of act like, like haters. So you have the Princess Disc. So you have the Ace of Cups, King of Cups, Princess of Wands. This is pretty good. I kind of feel like with this energy, you don't notice, I think, other things happening around you. And perhaps that's a good thing, because your fixation on seeing something through to the end is like really great. I would like cut down on the words. This is a note to myself as well, but I would cut down on the talking about things and allowing the energy to flow between you and that thing as you are actually doing it. And I kind of feel like the deepening process of actively doing something will deepen your appreciation for it and your love for it, and it could slow burn. Whereas I kind of feel like with this Queen of Swords, the mode of always communicating about it, always talking about it, always in an outward, because this 3 feels like more of an outward projection. The more you outwardly talk about what you like, what you're interested in, as opposed to just focusing on it and doing it, the more potential it is for other people to muddy it up, and the more potential it is for you to blunder it. So I would say really focus, hone in on what it is that you want. Your love and appreciation for it will be a slow burn that may be very frustrating to you with this Princess of Wands. No, okay. And I know this is advice for myself as well. Four of Wands, Hermit, yeah. Nine of Wands. I would say, and the Fool. I would say this is a great time to like really focus on. So Mars energy would have you to think that you need to do really large things, really big projects, really big things. I feel like you'll get into the minutia by focusing on your thing. And so it may be that like you're having it's kind of sad, you're having these like really good successes in whatever it is that you're accomplishing, but you may feel like outside of that there may be some like issues around, and the only reason why is because other people may want you around a little bit more and you're not as available, and so that energy kind of can like cause some conflicts, some bickering, some like hurt feelings because people want you around and then you're not available because you're so focused on this. And what may happen is other people's inability to get things started, get things done, embodiment of processes, embodiment of actions and activities that they like, that may come up for them, right? Like, so if you're like a fashion designer and you have like other friends who are like influencers or enthusiasts, or they have businesses of their own, they may not be in the same field. By you pulling back and focusing on your goals, you may go MIA. Those people may think like, oh, what's up, what's going on with them, like you're a little obsessive about their stuff. But the more energy that you gather around your own things, you may start to produce at a level that causes other people to examine their own productivity level. And what you may find is other people, they may have to deal with their own like inner, they're not demons, but they're inner ideas about their own productivity, and you're kind of like highlighting that with how productive you are. And so with that Mars Cancer energy, I would steer clear away from people who just are not necessarily the most positive, because if they feel like they're lacking and the people are particularly low vibrational, I don't think they would be, but I think if you are dealing with more low vibrational people, their idea to attack things will feel a lot more personal and will feel a lot more like to your core, because it's something that you're really actively like. It's with this King of Cups and this Ace of Cups and this Prince of Wands, it's like something you're really actively working on. It's something that you're seeing every day, you're interacting with every day. It's your like grand vision for the world, and like there are some shitty ass people out there that would like want to destroy that. On the more positive end, it could encourage people who are in slumps to actually get up and do things and move forward. But I think as you get more involved with whatever it is that you want to do, you are going to have like a lot of success. And then Princess of Cups under that. It's just also with the Hermit card, you're going to have to get really honest, about the project. You're going to have to learn about this sacrifices. This is like the Devil card. Yeah, like, so there will be some more negative emotions that come up about this. You may have hard aspects to your 10th house, or hard aspects to your Mars rather. I know this for me because that shit is like my shit is a post Saturn. And my South Node is more like 10th house, so I can definitely tell you guys. Yeah. But you may have to overcome some sort of disappointment or some sort of setback or some sort of relationship that also you're kind of like, damn, well, I didn't know you thought that about my productivity or whatever, about what I was doing. You may feel like invalidated in some ways of how people talk about your shit. You're like, damn, like I didn't know. With this Hermit card and then the Three of Swords coming up over it, Four of Wands, the Joker, you may end up, I would say you're gonna have to recalibrate a few times because your vision for how this is going to go could be distorted or could get distorted. Could be distorted through comparison. It could be distorted through having a bad day. It could be distorted through like a series of successive like losses, so to speak. And you'll have to kind of like scrape away all that stuff and get truer to it. Also, knowing when something is done and you can like start anew, as in the project has wrapped up and the starting anew is presenting it to the world and actually getting that feedback and moving forward with it. That is a Saturnian lesson with this Joker coming up here. So the thing with, and I'm going to do like a little bit of astrology, and I did a video on this, but the thing with Saturn is you have to deal, and we're in Saturn and Pisces, when it comes to your dreams, Pisces, your dreams, visions, goals, and stuff like that, you could say Aquarius as well, we just came out of it. Saturn deals with the realities of what actually took place and the emotional realities of what has taken place. So like the reason why Piscean energy in particular can be so dangerous is that it stays in the thought process. Hermit energy kind of anchors it and brings it down to fruition in the physical form, right? So like a fashion collection, a piece of music, a movie, things like that, right? In order to get to this Fool, you got to leave Pisces. You actually got to come into the world again anew. The only way you come into the world anew is actually going through your experiences, right? So the danger with Saturn and Pisces, or just Saturnian lessons that people don't want to deal with, is that you have to deal with the real reality of having gone through the experience and having to grapple with the real emotions and the real aftermath of what has happened, right? It's not in your mind anymore. You know what's happened. And sometimes people, they don't want to know what happens because that's kind of a finality, right? Like you have to move on in the Fool energy once you know that the relationship is over, or once you know that you like are bought that house. You have to move on from that. And some people don't want to move on from that, so they'd rather keep it a dream than make it a reality, because you have to grapple with the real emotions of that, the real disappointments of how things go left, even the real like happiness, right? And then what comes after that. Like I think Saturn kind of raises that question of what comes after this event, and dealing with the reality of the event, dealing with, you know, the aftermath of a reality, and then actually being in reality to experience it, and actually being willing to experience it. So being willing to experience the disappointment of whatever it is that you're making, the disappointment of being around people who don't get it, really working on the obsessive nature that you may have to have this come to fruition, the obsessive nature, the perfectionism, which is a form kind of a procrastination in this sense. And what is your willingness to become the Fool and complete things and start a new cycle? And with this Joker, 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, what are the realities of the situation that you don't want to confront, even if it's on the positive end, you know, because you may end up with this Hermit card also feeling a void of what's on the bottom. I will be very curious. 10 of Wands. The void of, I'll put it over here, the void of that part of your life being over, and that Cancer Mars attachment, I think, to you put your energy towards this thing for so long. What happens when you are done with it? What happens when you're into the new thing? Like how can you, and then the Moon, how can you move forward? You know, these are things that you're going to have to grapple with when you, like, in this spring season. These are things you're going to have to grapple with. These are people you're going to have to grapple with. This energy you're going to have to grapple with. And maybe these are astrological points that you probably should maybe look up and see how they work within your own chart. Perhaps you have a Mars in Cancer. Perhaps you have Saturn in Cancer. Perhaps you have something like that. Yeah. But I would definitely work on being diligent, not obsessive. I would work on being to yourself, doing your work, but understanding that you may actually feel a sense of panic or weirdness around ending things, because it's a finality that you may not energetically, you may be a person who energetically doesn't deal with endings very well. I'm that kind of person, but I'm talking about endings as in, like, you really completed things and it's time to put them out into the world. You may have really hard time with that. And so this season is trying to get you to explore what that means and go forward and do that, because there is some sort of reward with it. It's the best is yet to come. It's not a 10 of this, but it is a 6 of this, meaning it is harmonious and it is aligned with where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. So yeah, I'm going to take this for myself when it comes to two. You have Moon and even Cancer. So yeah, definitely more Cancerian attachments to this. So if you're a Cancer like myself, this may be for you. You may actually be drawn to the Mars video. So hi there. Being attached to what you've worked for. And the Cardinal, and Cancer is a Cardinal sign. So yeah, the Cardinal seasons may be very interesting for you. So Cancer season may be really interesting for you. Libra season, Capricorn season, Aries season may be really interesting for you. So thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it informative, powerful, insightful. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.